If you come across these creatures, run fast and get help. The animal kingdom is a wild and varied place, with so many species out there we can't even pin down an exact count. Some creatures are easy on the eyes, while others might not win any beauty contests. But here's the twist. Looks can be deceiving. That unassuming critter might be harmless, while the pretty one could pack a punch or not. Take this little caterpillar, for instance. It's like someone dropped a wig by mistake. Not too big, but super fuzzy. You might think all that fuzz means it's soft to the touch, but don't be fooled. Those hairs can actually sting you if you give them a poke. Wow, life sure ain't playing fair with these critters, huh? People who've had run-ins with this caterpillar swear the pain's off the charts. So, steer clear if you spot one. But if you do end up getting stung, docs say to wash the area pronto. Soap and water do the trick, but be gentle. Pressing on it spreads the poison faster. Once you've cleaned up, slap some ice on there to numb the pain. And if that pain's still hanging around after 30 minutes, haul yourself to the hospital pronto. Trust us, that caterpillar goo is too icky to mess with, and we bet you're with us on that. Now, onto a dozen other critters you'd best hightail it away from if you cross paths with them out in the wild. Coming in at number 12, the Death Stalker. The name's no joke. This scorpion means business. It's the deadliest of the bunch, responsible for a whopping 75% of scorpion attack victims. Now, it typically won't off a healthy adult, but let me tell you, the pain ain't something you'd wish on your worst enemy. But here's where it gets real grim. If a kid gets stung, it's a whole different story. Fever, coma, and if things go south, they can't even breathe, cause their lungs fill up with fluid. And if you thought that was bad enough, get this. These suckers ain't picky eaters. When there's no other grub around, they'll chow down on their own kind or even take on a snake if they're feeling bold. Your best shot at survival if you get stung? Hightail it to the hospital pronto. Number 11, the Brazilian wandering spider. Now, why do they call it a wandering spider? Well, these guys didn't get the memo about GPS. They're all about exploring. Unlike your typical spider that hangs out in dark corners, these dudes are out and about in broad daylight, chilling in places where you least expect them, like your house or even your car. Imagine stumbling upon one of these critters while you're cruising down the highway. Makes you wonder how Ron Weasley from Harry Potter fame would handle that kind of situation, huh? Number 10, the stonefish. Looks can be deceiving with this one. It's a master of disguise, blending in with rocks like nobody's business. But here's the deal. Step on its spiky back by accident, and you're in for a world of hurt. Best case scenario? You lose a limb. Yeah, not exactly a walk in the park. This fish is all about efficiency. It injects just the right amount of poison based on how much pressure you put on it. And get this, it's lightning fast. In a mere 0.15 seconds, it can react to movement, whether it's another fish or your unsuspecting leg, and take a nasty bite. So, next time you're hitting the waves, keep those peepers peeled and watch your step. Number 9, the cone snail. This little mollusk may not look like much, but don't let its appearance fool you. It's packing some serious heat. Just one drop of its venom is enough to snuff out 20 human lives. And here's the kicker. There's no cure, no antidote, nada. Once it stings you, it's game over, no matter what you do. They even call it the cigarette snail, cause its poison can off you as fast as you can finish a smoke. Number 8, the Africanized honeybee. Now, these bees are a whole different breed, and not in a good way. They're actually the result of a wild experiment gone wrong. A dude in Brazil was tinkering around, trying to create a new type of bee, and oops, he let them loose. Talk about a bee emergency. These guys are way more aggressive than your average bee. Maybe cause they know they're genetically engineered and they're not too happy about it. Plus, they've got some serious stamina. They'll chase you down for miles if they're ticked off enough. Now, their venom isn't any more potent than your run-of-the-mill bee, but if you get stung by a swarm of them, it's definitely time to pay a visit to the doc. Number 7, the carpet viper. This snake's no slouch when it comes to taking lives. It's actually the deadliest snake out there, claiming the most victims every year. Now, the way it does its dirty work is downright gruesome. It injects a toxin into its victim's bloodstream that prevents the blood from clotting, so the poor soul just bleeds out. Number 6, the poison dart frog. Now, I gotta admit, this frog is a real looker. Those vibrant colors are hard to resist. But here's the catch, beauty can be deceiving. This frog doesn't even need to take a nibble to mess you up. Its skin is coated in poison. It's like nature's way of saying, hands off. Remember, in the wild, The brightest and most eye-catching critters are often the most dangerous. So, don't go poking around or trying to get up close and personal with this dart frog or any other tempting critter. You might end up regretting it real quick. Number 5. The Black Mamba. You might have heard of this snake before. It's got quite the reputation. Quentin Tarantino even named the main character in Kill Bill after it. Now, this snake isn't your run-of-the-mill slithery critter. While experts usually recommend slowly backing away from snakes to avoid provoking them, the Black Mamba couldn't care less. It's the most aggressive snake out there, and it's not afraid to throw down unprovoked. Some folks even think it gets a kick out of it. Anyways, if this snake sinks its fangs into you, and you don't get an antidote within the next 30 to 50 minutes, it's lights out. Its venom shuts down the nervous system, leaving its victims paralyzed. Number 4. The tsetse fly. Now, this fly might not have venom or anything, but don't let that fool you. It's still a force to be reckoned with. First off, it's got a real knack for sucking blood, just like those pesky mosquitoes. But here's where things get serious. This little bugger is a carrier of African sleeping sickness, a disease that's no joke. It snuffs out around 250,000 lives every single year. Number 3. The Komodo dragon. Now, these beasts are top-notch hunters. They've got patience like you wouldn't believe. They'll wait in hiding for hours just for a shot at their next meal. Once they spot their prey, it's game on. They'll chase them down, take them out by ripping into their throat, and then it's just a waiting game till the poor critter bleeds out. Luckily for us humans, these dragons mostly hang out in places where we don't, and they don't need to chow down too often. Guess that's a silver lining, huh? Coming in at number 2, the blue-ringed octopus. Now, don't let its small size fool you. This octopus packs a deadly punch. It's not one for subtlety when it comes to taking down its prey. It bites them and shoots poison straight into their bloodstream. Within minutes, the victim's paralyzed, and you know what that means, they can't breathe. The only shot at helping someone in this situation is to jump into action with artificial respiration, keeping it up for hours until the poison's effects wear off. And here we are, folks, at number 1 on our list of the most dangerous critters out there, the box jellyfish. Now, this bad boy takes the top spot, right after those pesky mosquitoes spreading malaria, of course. Its venom is no joke. It's so potent that once it gets you, there's no turning back. Best bet? Steer clear of any jellyfish you spot while taking a dip in the ocean or sea. Kinda makes you rethink that beach trip, huh? Now, we've left out any specific instructions on what to do if you come face to face with any of these creatures for one simple reason. The only surefire solution is to hightail it to the hospital pronto. Even if you think the critter that got you isn't a big deal, it's always better to be safe than sorry. And hey, if you want to avoid running into any of these deadly dudes altogether, well, I guess you could just stay home. But where's the fun in that? Be sure to share this video with your pals so they're in the know about these dangers, and whatever you do, resist the urge to pet that pretty little caterpillar. Don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more enlightening content.